Anyways, so this what about Amiobi here doing course playthrough slash review of Capcom Creek Rookie Design Contest entrant. So what we've got here. So we're going kind of geometric with the fairway here. The bunker maybe a little bit, maybe could flatten that. Yeah, this whole area could be flattened actually. Little tiny strip of what I assume is light rough, and then we're into the heavy. I like the look of it being, the heavy rough being like dormant. That's neat. And then what do we got over here? Cart path looks not too bad. I'm guessing there's going to be the odd sculpting issue here and there, which is common for new designers. So this thing's going to just shoot off of this, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm same Razor. It's just the amount of the amount of difference between a PS4 and a PS5, and it's huge difference, but how it would affect my playing of the games I play, it's not worth it, and it's impossible to get them anyways. And then to get a gaming PC is just nuts. Like for me, it's how expensive it is. Something about that fringe, just the way it goes from green to fringe to fairway, just looks a little bit weird to me. The coloring, at least. But you design, Maddie, so that makes more sense, because it'd be a huge difference going from a PS to a PC. And then this bunker, I guess it's more decorative, or is it there if I'm in the rough? Because it shouldn't really come into play. Interesting having the rake in there. Kind of a cool touch. That'll spark some debates about whether you should leave the rake in the bunker or beside the bunker. That's always a fun one. I guess I'll wait till the next hole to look at the green. Oops. We will replay that one because that was funny. I need to make sure Andre sees this because he was doing all those Dream Team playthroughs saying he hasn't had a crazy hole out. Well, I guess I just did. What I can tell though, that green looked like it was pretty firm and it was quick because that thing had some heat on it when it hit. So, okay, that was funny. Ooh. Okay, so we've got a deep bunker left. I gotta go this way. I'm not sure about these slopes. So the pin here is fine. A pin back right, I guess, would be fine. Back left, ugh, that's gonna be rough. I'm having a hard time seeing where all 4 pins are gonna be. If there's one in here in the saddle, that's gonna be kind of weird. It's a huge green, which I'm not necessarily upset about, but those slopes just don't. Yeah, they just don't. It looks weird to me. And then the apron, you could argue making that a little bit bigger. Now, I'm right in between. Well, maybe this will scuttle on. If this one goes in, I'm turning the game off. Okay. Okay, so yeah, here we've got just this really flat green, and then all of a sudden these two huge mounds either side that... Oh, 164. Okay, I thought they were quicker than that based on the last hole, but maybe it's just firm. And then here, so it looks like we're kind of going for the geometric, at least on the inside of the dog leg. It's fine. Now we got a really flat bunker, where we've had some kind of deeper ones. A little bit inconsistent, maybe. Otherwise, I mean, it's pretty clear what we're doing on the tee here. We're hooking it into the bunker. Of course we are. And then at the green, that's an interesting shaped green. It's like a butterfly. So you could find some issues. The rocks. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, kind of like little... It almost looks like poison ivy there. I don't know that I want to go near the rocks. And then some kind of like... What are those, buttercup little flowers? We got some aggressive slopes, and like right here again, I mean, it looks like you've broken the green up into 4 spots. And here, where's the pin going? Like, it's in the middle, I guess, where everything's sloping. I don't know. I'm in the bunker, so I need to hit more. Chat's, yeah, no problem, Razor. I didn't see it. I'm glad you guys are pointing things out. Chat's commenting that they're interesting planting ideas, and yeah, I agree. Are they bad planting ideas? Not sure about that, but they're interesting. They're not your run-of-the-mill normal stuff, that's for sure. I'm not sure about this green. The shape I don't hate, but you gotta be careful because you could potentially have to pitch over a bunker on the green, although the way the sloping is, you probably would go off. So, alright, is that a common thing with the rocks? Yeah, so it looks like we're using those buttercuppy things around the rocks, and then got some kind of log here, it looks like. And then here we've got a very flat bunker, but then over to the left we've got a deep bunker, so a little inconsistent. But we've got plenty of room, so... And that bunker, I'm guessing, is that just there as a more kind of like a visual, because unless we've got a massive wind and really firm, I don't know that we're ever getting to that. Okay, yeah, now we've got a bunker that's on quite an aggressive hill here. So, sculpting probably could use a little bit of work. I could see a spot here where you could get, if it buried up in there or something, you'd know about it. Yeah, that's not even close. Let's hit this. Hang on, what's that bunker in the back? Well, that's big. Yeah, the one thing I'm seeing is that the bunkers just... I'm going to stop harping on about it in a minute. the bunkers just seem to kind of, there's little, and then there's huge ones, and there's flat ones, and there's really hilly ones. And I'm not sure where you're going with that. It's almost like in different sittings when you've designed the course, you've had different ideas in mind, and they've just kind of come out. Because like, here we go, really flat one again. Now, this hole is interesting. I'll have to, well, I can go look at the creek over here, I guess. Could probably plant on the creek there a little bit. Although, well, there's a little bit over there. I don't see anything just with the creek. And creeks are a gigantic pain to do, as I've learned from watching Andre try to. What do I do here? I'm afraid 3-wood is going to... I gotta pull this up. So 3-wood's gonna end up about here, and I've got a $1.80 in. Thanks, Razor. Enjoyed having you here, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna try and hit a driver up here, so I don't have to hit a long iron in. And is there enough room? Maybe. Yeah, that's not the play. Not sure how I feel. Like, I don't mind driver being taken out of my hand, but it's also, I don't have to play with the longest driver either. That one's definitely a 3-wood, and then you're gonna have a long one in, so that's the play there. Oof. Oh, where's that gone? Okay, so there's a slope right there. I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, that pin's not illegal or anything. It's just, it's close to being borderline. Everybody loves a good 3-putt. And then here, yeah, that in this bunker just doesn't. I don't think it needs to go this far back here, and it doesn't need to be so narrow. Like, I think you would be better off here, having a bunker kind of around here, and then another one, like having a couple of bunkers rather than one long narrow one. This is there's some designers here. This is that Biarritz thing, isn't it? It basically just, I've never understood that Biarritz style. I don't get it personally. But I know it is something that's done. So is flying the green into the cabbage back here. Yeah. Biarritz's can get bent. Yeah, I don't love it either. And usually Biarritz would be more in the middle, wouldn't it? I mean, that one it just looked like the front of the green was almost not able to be used, which is odd. Okay. Again, maybe just flatten the bunker a bit. This is that creek that we had before, right? So it's going to run through the property bit, which is neat. I like that. And kudos for taking that on, because it's, like I said, it's, from what I understand, it's a pain to do those things. Okay, it is a bit wider back at 3-wood, which I like, but this hole's so long I don't think I want to do that. And then pretty good sized bunker at the back. Whoops. False. Yeah, that's gonna be a false front, and then side as well. So I can go right off the green short, or I can go. I mean, that's maybe a bit aggressive there too. That's gonna go screaming down here. You could hit a not terrible shot and be 60 feet away by the looks of it. Oh, fasted it a bit. Almost like I was scared of missing it right and going way down there. I know what we have here. That shouldn't get away from me, I don't think. Famous last words. Alright, tried. Now, I think you could have that slope be maybe half as high as it is and get the same effect and have it maybe play a bit better. I should have just played it over there to see what happened. I should do that more in these playthroughs. I should see something, wonder what it's going to happen to it, and then just try, see what happens, and not worry about what I'm shooting. So we got our creek here splitting the fairway right down the which is, I like this. This is good because we can hit 3-wood here and play it more as a or maybe even you want to hit less than that, play it more as a 3-shotter, or we can take a chance at getting driver there. We should be able to. It is downhill there. Into the wind, I'm not sure you're getting there. So it could be a condition based thing, which I like. And then we've got kind of a smaller green here, which for a par 5 I'm not upset with, because you're kind of designing it like you're hitting a wedge in as a 3rd shot. Curious why this bunker is so far over here though. Like, I feel like I've got to hit, and watch, I'm absolutely gonna hit it in here after I say this, but I feel like I've got to hit a pretty crummy shot to go in there. Whereas this bunker feels like it's a lot more in play. Downwind, yeah, we'll hit this. Hey Viking, how are you now? Oh. That's just an exhibition of putting right there. Hey, thanks for the follow, Viking. I appreciate that. Now that I've figured out how to get those notifications, I can say thank you. That's awesome, thank you. Just played it. Yeah, just played it, sorry. What time is it? 1:45? I could play it again. And that could be where I pack it in. Bunker. So we got a drivable par 4 here, and we got some bunkers around, which I like. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Not sure I see any reason not to hit driver at it. So could maybe be a little bit more strategic in putting something in the way to make it a thought. Otherwise, it looks like it's a pretty straightforward short par 4 that we're gonna birdie, or be very upset about not birdieing. Oh, I don't have to, but I'm quite happy to. I like to play it when the person who asked me to do it is here. And then yeah, I'll need to pack it in because my daughter's going to be getting here at 2, and it's, what is it, it's 1:45 now, so yeah, I got to get into dad mode. Okay, here we got ourselves par 4 that's narrow and short, so makes sense. I've got more room back here with 3-wood. Not sure about those bushes just kind of being there. Seem a bit out of place. I'm going to see what happens when I take driver at this. Yeah, that's right. Dad mode is the best mode. Yeah, she's 8, so she's getting to a point where she is a little teeny bit more independent. Like, I don't have to keep her entertained all the time, but I only have her half the time, so I like to spend time with her and keep her entertained. So I don't know that I would really ever stream when she's here unless she's really engrossed in something. Alright. And we've got kind of a Redan. Par 3. Yeah. And Redan would maybe have more hill at the back, but definitely short is just not going to be good. 18, 10, and 9. Well, she definitely doesn't have the 18-year-old attitude. She can get a little lippy at times, but overall, she is about as easy as a kid as you'd want to have as a dad or parent. There's just the only time where I have any issues with her is when she's doing exactly what I did when I was a kid, and I just am like, yeah, I've asked for this because that's how I was with my parents. So karma. 10 going on 20. Yeah, she's not quite there yet. She's still sweet and innocent and everything, and I'm holding on to it like grim death because I know at some point it's going to be gone. Okay, so short par 4, quite the dog leg. Can't go for it really. Yeah, for sure cherishing it. When she's cold and she climbs onto the couch beside me and snuggles in, I'm like, please never stop doing this. Because I know I'm not too far away from her being way too cool to have anything to do with me, so. This hole works better than I thought it was going to. We've used that dog leg to just make it a longer hole. Yeah, maybe just a little bit of sculpting there. That's a pretty harsh, the way those hills are. Okay. Don't hit putts like that. That's pretty poor. What's the green looking like? So the green's pretty, just pretty kind of there. Bunker's probably a bit big, especially compared to the size of the green, and I would like to see the bunkers be closer to the surface, a lot of them, because they just don't, unless they're more decorative, they don't, a lot of the bunkers don't really feel like they're in play. So now I got ourselves a par 5 that's narrow. We've kept this very narrow light rough strip, which it's consistent, so that's cool. I don't know that I have a opinion of it one way or the other. I'm just liking that it's consistent. It bottlenecks a shade up here where the driver's gonna end up, so some strategy there. Still a decent amount of room though. And then up at the green, we've got a couple bunkers behind, and one kind of over to the side here. And then some empty space there, that's fairway. Is there slope to run that in, or? Yeah, maybe. Because then it does slope that way on the green, so that could be a conscious strategy decision, which is cool. Oh, and I've slowed it. Well, I guess we'll see what the slope of the green does here. It should kick left a bit, shouldn't it? Okay. So, relatively straightforward par 5 here. I mean, I'm assuming I think it's a par 5, isn't it? I hope so. Second eagle of the day, of the round. Lovely. First one was a bit fluky. It wasn't that long of a putt that we need to be watching it. Okay, so yeah, it was in the conditions at least, that was a pretty easy par 5. What have we got for our score? Like, what have we got for a par here? So it is a 72. I almost wonder if that could have been made a difficult par 4 instead. I don't know. That would be one that I would have considered playing with, because unless you're giving me a nice easy par 5 because you're gonna make it harder, because this looks like it's a bit harder. That bunker doesn't look fun, and it's narrow up here. So yeah, that could just be here. Here's a breather before your teeth start falling out from my steel-toed boot knocking them out for you. Okay. And then again, we've got the green just seems to be kind of going in a bunch of different directions, which I'd look at that next design. Maybe I don't know how natural that is. Nope. Jeez, it's been 2 hours now? It doesn't feel it. So one thing I do like when I stream, the time just goes flying by. Wow. Okay. So we've made ourselves a short par 3. We've jazzed the green up. We've protected it a bit more. I like it. I think I'd like to see that creek closer and then not have to have this really steep hill here. At the same time, I kind of like this bunker. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird, but I kind of like that. I can't tell you why either. I just think it's kind of neat. Yeah. This is a hole that I'm liking more than some of the other holes I've seen so far. Like, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, I agree, Viking. This is I like this. I hate this screen. It doesn't break right. No, I like it. Yeah, that's a cool short par 3. That's a cool short par 3. I like that. I like a short par 3, and I like it when there's been some thought put into it. So that one's well done. Now some chuckles from the gallery here, as I make fun of my inability to putt. Curious what this plays like in different conditions, because I just feel like I took everything out of play here. And now I've just got a little pitch in. The green size makes sense for the length of the hole and for the length of the shot, but here's a spot. I've got a pitch and I've got the pin right in the middle of the slopes on both sides are working it in there. I think you should have the green sloping one way or the other. I don't think I'm gonna hit a terrible shot, obviously, but I don't think I need that help. It's already a short shot. If anything, this should be a hard shot. The green should almost be making it more difficult, not easier. So this is gonna come over to the right. Yeah, we've made what now. This putt's hard, but we've made what should have been what was already a fairly straightforward shot, and we've just made it crazy easy. So I would look at that. And try not to have those slopes coming towards each other like that. And try to make a decision that your green's going to flow in a certain direction, and then kind of keep it that way would be my suggestion. I like how the creek is in play here. I'd like to see it from the tee, to be honest with you. And that's again where it's so far down. Is that 20 feet down? Yeah. So I can't see it. I wish I could, because I think that would look neat from the tee. I like that it's there though, because now I'm having to think about it. A lefty faster might struggle a bit more here, because it might come into play more. But I like how we come back to the creek a couple times. And then again, I think the green size makes sense for a par 5. So we're getting that pretty good. And I've just tugged out a hair. Now am I going to get help here? Yeah. Am I ever going to get help? Whoa. So then what have we got going on here? So yeah, we kind of got that same idea where we've just got some areas where somebody's gonna complain about this course isn't gonna drain because there's so many places where the hills intersect with each other. But for me, it's just more, there's just too many spots where the ball's just gonna collect. I'd rather see you make it more just kind of have a predominant shape to the green and just leave that. 3 birds, 3 eagles. And then we've got a drivable par 4 to finish off. Alright, so I mean, we're not going for the hardest course ever in the world, which is absolutely fine. We got the creek again. The creek is going to come more into play here, I think, with the driver, because again, I would like to see the creek closer to the playing area and then not have this massive drop off, because then I think there's a couple of holes where it would see it more, and it would look better. And I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more protection around the green, because again, there's not a whole lot of reason not to just hit driver. Alright. So, I mean, it's a good effort. That back 9 was a bit I got a bit warm there. Just a couple things to think about. A little bit more consistency with the bunkers. Look at the sculpting a bit. Maybe flatten some out a bit. And then with the greens, just think about, there was a lot of holes where the sizing made sense. There was a couple where you got creative and it maybe got a little bit away from you. That short, I guess, was it 15? That hole, I really liked the way the green was. And actually the last 4 holes as a whole, the sizing seemed to make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, just with the slopes, try to have maybe a bit more of a the green is more of a left to right green, and maybe takes a lot of the kind of saddly, moundy kind of stuff out of there. I think it'll play better and it'll make a little bit more sense. And then some of the hazards, like the bunkers and the water, I'd like to see it a bit closer to the playing surface and then not quite as deep. I think that would maybe, again, it would look better for sure. You would see more of it, and it might make it play better too. But you got some good ideas here. I think that some more practice, some more courses, you're gonna end up with some good stuff. I enjoyed playing it. I really enjoyed the first hole. But yeah, it was fun playing that. So keep at it. It's good stuff. Give it a play, guys. Alright, where's that? That's 220. Okay, so I'm gonna do that for later because I'm gonna chop that out. Alright, Viking. Rito Ridge again, eh? We can do that. And then, yeah, that will be me done because I gotta get some lunch into me and then dad mode. Haven't seen her since Tuesday, so this one, right? Yeah. Any conditions you want me to do?